rather a verb, where the witness is rather the witnessing.
I haven't thought about this, but I need to think about it. I'll ask the witness. You said, is it a noun or a verb?
In other words, the witness.
I got it.
It's actual witnessing.
I got it.
Versus an actual entity.
It's
separate from the witnessing.
Well, this theoretically cannot be differentiated. But when you understand the self, then there is nothing but the self. There is no activity.
Stillness.
When we say stillness, it means no activity. But here it is tremendous activity, but stillness.
Stillness within action.
So this is the same thing which is said in Gita, active and not active at the same time.
Oh, what?
There's a part of Gita which says that these people who have reached the truth, they are active and not active in activity. That is what exactly.
Roughly, this is what he's asking. But he's asking in a more, I think, philosophical sense of the term. Let me explain this. Let's get there slowly, okay? Let's get there slowly. Who knows, when we get up from this room, you might know what it is. Let's see. So, no, I don't think anyone is not qualified to find it. Mind has to be clean, of course, and clear. Okay. We think, normally we believe or we think, that thought is a long process. I mean, it's continuous. Right? Now, because it's so, generally it's so, that's how we feel. It's continuous, it goes on and on. And there is no break. However, if you look little carefully, discussed in another Upanishad, if you look very carefully, you notice one thing, that one thought comes and is immediately in an interval of an infinitesimal second is replaced by another thought. And then by another, and then by another. But the gap between this going and the other coming is so imperceptibly small that we cannot hold it, we cannot catch it. It's like time. I say now and it's already not now. I say then and it then has become now and it's gone back. See what I'm trying to say? We cannot hold it and say, stay. No, it's gone back into the past. And the same, the thought, the moment it bubbles, then it's gone back and another one comes. The thing is, we think it's a continuous thing, but these are the little thoughts linked together like a chain. Now, in the olden days we had the movie hall where they had this 16mm or 8mm films. Have you looked at that? I don't know, maybe before your time. And that, if a person raises up his hand, innumerable frames, in one hand, and then it is like this, then it is like this, then it is like this, then. Now, so each one is shot as a separate frame. And now we have digital. One second, let me finish. And then, when it goes in a certain speed and projected into the camera, it looks like one whole. There is no distance between the two. It is the same with thought process. It moves. The separation between each movement is so small that we cannot grasp it. The Upanishad says, suppose you could find this interval between a thought which has just come and the one which is coming and the one which is gone. then you have touched the essence of thought. No more is thought going to disturb you. You've got that. It's the same with the self. When you are identified with the self that moves with time, which has a present, past and future, then it's fragmented. When you see only that which is a witness without any of these, then there is no action to see actually, it's enjoying itself.
Did you ever come out of that saying that I was in that state? I guess
Say that again.
it's how you just gave the analogy.
It's getting complicated. Huh? What?
The analogy of now has already passed and it's gone to the past tense. So in some sense, it makes me think that if I did ever touch being a witness, I was not a witness because there's something else that's watching it, which means I wasn't there. So my question is, if one had had the experience of being in witnessing, I would theoretically imagine that is a pure experience and there's nothing to have noticed to have happened, right? It's an experience, right?
It's not something to be carried. It's not something to be remembered.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
not.
was trying to say.
It's what it is at that moment.
It's a very good point here. She's saying the now is the now. It's not an actual experience because it's
It is not. It is not. It's not a normal experience. Nobody can experience the now unless we hit upon the target.
And the space between thoughts and ideas and perception is really arbitrary, but it's there. So therefore the now is always constantly there within the movement.
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
To hold it, to find it is the problem. When you find it, you know it. But you can't give up. You need to keep trying to do that. First thing is to theoretically understand it. Till it sings.
a merry-go-round.
No, it's not a matter.
When you go to the very center, you can't get to the very center, but you know the very center is not moving, it's in the now.
Yeah.
But you just can't get there.
Yes. It's the axle which doesn't move. Everything else is moving.
Sure.
And without that, nothing can move.
But even in certain states of samadhi, you're still not...
Of course. Oh, there are many states. There are many states of samadhi. Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa, Nirbija, and the Patanjali has technically gone into different descriptions of samadhi, starting with Savikalpa and so on. Which means, as the mind goes deeper and deeper, these layers are slowly separated. They fall off rather, not separated. And then one day it's there. But you can't say one day because it is every day. Okay, let's look at it in another way. Since you asked a question, let's look at it. Can the knowledge that we have of anything that we have be ever the truth, the reality? Why? Because the reality has to be now. Okay, and what is knowledge? Then,
All knowledge is memory.
exactly. Absolutely. Before, suppose I want to know about this, I don't know at the moment, then I want to study it. I studied it. And then I say, oh, I know about this. It's easier to do on a microphone than a human being. And you can never say, I know this person. God knows what all layers are inside. Anyway, yeah. You say, okay, I know this person. It's nice to live without saying, I don't know. About human beings, I'm saying, because you're in for a shock suddenly. So, you want to study this, and till you study it, you don't know. Once you have studied it, when I say I know about the microphone, which means I have learnt about the microphone, and I have a memory of that which I have stored in my mind, which can be opened at any given moment. That's the meaning of saying I know about it. It's not there always with me. When I'm eating, I'm not thinking of the microphone. It's there. I have understood and stored it in my memory. And when I want to know, when somebody says microphone, oh, it comes back. Yes or no? Yes. Now, the question is, if truth is present and is there now and not the past, can you find any knowledge, including the knowledge of the scriptures, which is now, it's all stored in my memory, therefore it's in the past? It cannot be now. And therefore, that truth cannot be stored in the memory, and therefore what does it mean? That it is there at every moment. It's not as if it's finally made something and put away and you can go dig and dig it out like a treasure. No, it's like a flow of the river. Which doesn't stop, but which you can freeze at certain points, but it actually does not freeze. This life is also like that. It's a moment, continuous moment, and we want to freeze it. The entire art of photography is an attempt to freeze that which does not freeze but moves. Because we are fond of that freeze, because something good moment, so I want to freeze it. We know deep down that it doesn't stay, it moves, so what? At least I have a picture of it, right? So this flow is not only, this flow, how do I define it? Is a stillness which flows, whatever. This is why the Upanishad goes to the extent of saying it's, I don't know how to say this to you. Because whoever has gone into it, come back and say, somebody finds it, then they know it. If I say it, I cannot define it. I cannot do justice to it.
Seems like it's a 0 or 1. Either you touched it or you haven't. And in the meantime, all sadhana seems that it could have been one imagination after another. So how does one...
This is all intellectual nonsense, forget it.
I'm imagining all this.
You can imagine, you are imagining this also.
Yeah.
What you see in front of you is also maybe your imagination. Maybe it's a dream sequence.
Yeah.
You don't know. So I say, wake up. So when you wake up, you see the sequence. And you don't want to see it, there's no point. But let me show you that it cannot be found by this kind of hair-splitting arguments. Not possible. You need to still the mind, and when it settles down, perhaps it's visible. I am nowhere in the picture at that point. Only it is there.
That's the question. How does one get to the self, which we talked about? Because it seems like every manifestation is not self, every doing is not self.
Okay.
But all those manifestations are that which points to self.
Yes.
And is that the only way to know self, by which, because of the pointing?
Yes. Look, this is why in the Vedantic system of thought, all that is not the self is eliminated, like she was saying, as this is not the self. This cannot be the self. Because it is moving, it's an illusion, so it can't. So one by one you keep eliminating it. Neti, not this, not this. Then you come to something which cannot be eliminated, however much you try. Then you stay. So look, listen, again, this is not something which can be grasped. It's something which is when there is no grasping whatsoever. When I say I cannot catch it with this limited mind and intellect of mine.
But how does the witness himself?
Yes.
It seems like there's a way for the witness to witness the witness.
See that?
There seems to be your
This is just an argument, it's not a reality. What you're saying just now. What I'm trying to say is, as you understand that none of the things you identify with and call the self is the self, including your idea of the self now, which you're probably derived from the Upanishad. It's still an idea, it's not the self. So when you have eliminated all that and you say, no, I cannot find it, so there is no point in reaching or grasping, and then let go. In that let go-ness, there is something. Till then, it's tough. But then you need to work with one point. See, unless you have deep desire to touch it, it will not happen. If you are satisfied with the world, it is okay. It will not happen. When you have that deep, irresistible desire, and then you are confused, I don't know how to find it. I have to, but it's not there in anything that I know of, including the idea of it. Eliminate that also. And one day then, when you're sitting under the tree and looking at a bird shit, you'll say, I found it. I'm not joking. You'll wonder what, suddenly, like a bomb. But all this preparation is essential. That's what I'm trying to say. The preparation is essential, but the preparation is not the thing. You know what I mean? What happens is, we get caught up in this idea that the preparation is the goal. It's not.